Just speak for yourself, please.
Sorry?
Speak with me, please. To me again. Perfect, thank you.
Just so you can put one on his wall, it's fine.
That's all right.
I'll pick this up on you.
So I was doing to start with some TV first, and we'll do that for a bit, and turn the cameras off after. So any TVs to go first off.
Okay. Cameron, Richard Graves from Sky Sports. Nice to finally meet you and catch up with you. I know since you returned to first class cricket, pretty much the first and only question most people have asked you has been about what happened in South Africa. It's been a long road since then, so when you reflect on the incident in the last 12 months, how far have you come and what have you learned?
I've learned, I've learned a lot about myself. You know, I think being able to take time to really detach myself from cricket was something that you know, I found a lot of I found a lot of joy in. You know, to be able to know that, I guess, the identity and the person that I, you know, created being a professional cricketer, a game which I love, but you know, I think I was able to just connect to a lot of different parts of the community, meet a lot of really great people, and I guess from, you know, turning that you know, the event in South Africa into a positive was it was something that I was really proud of, and I guess to have an opportunity like that to grow as a person, you'd be silly not to take steps forward to develop yourself personally. How
do you handle it now? Because it's a fair assumption, I think, that once you take the field, it's likely to be raised by spectators around the boundary. So have you thought about how you respond to things like that?
Oh, look, I think I've probably had millions of people around the world, you know, obviously, you know, really be disappointed with myself, and I completely understand that. And I guess, you know, to take a step foot on the field, I feel like it's a game of cricket, and I guess whatever comes with that, you take it. But it, I guess nothing can prepare you like, I guess, the time that I've had dealing with all that sort of stuff away from the game. So I'm not overly concerned about it, but I also understand and appreciate that that could be a possibility as well.
Do you feel there's going to be instances when you have to explain yourself or justify yourself? So I know when the announcement was made here that you were going to be the skipper for the coming season, certainly amongst the members there were some eyebrows raised.
Oh, look, I think, yeah, of course, I haven't, I've had a lot of experience, I guess, at first class level of captaining, but you know, I think all captains and all leaders at some point in their lives started off captaining 0 games of cricket. So, you know, that's where I'm at right now, and I'm just really looking forward to, you know, to learning about my teammates, to being a part of the Durham County Cricket Club. You know, they're a team that have, yeah, they've had a few changes to their squad over the last 12 months, and I know they're all really excited and looking forward to the future, and yeah, I look forward to sharing and being a part of that.
What do you say then to those that might doubt you or question the wisdom of the cricket club giving you the captaincy because of what happened 12 months ago? Yeah,
I think we all make mistakes, don't we? And I guess it's how you are able to grow as a person, you know, given, you know, and admitting and being honest with yourself about those mistakes. So, you know, I certainly have been, and, you know, as a person, that's something that I'm completely accountable for, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
And looking forward, I imagine that wearing the baggy green again is something you want to do. There's an Ashes tour later this summer over here. How important then the next 2 or 3 months going to be for you here at Durham?
Yeah, it's exciting, isn't it? It's just an opportunity to continue playing cricket. I think, you know, of course, the aspirations to play Test cricket are, you know, certainly in my mind, and where I'd love to be one day, but I also can't be there. You know, I'm here right now, and you know, walk out in the field tomorrow as a Durham player, and I just look really forward to to playing cricket, having fun, enjoying it, because you know, at the end of the day, it's an enjoyable game, and that's why I'm here and looking forward to continue playing.
Finally, from me, have you thought about what it would mean to represent your country again, and do you hope to get that chance? Yeah,
100%. Yeah, it would mean it would mean a lot. It mean a lot to me, definitely. But I also know that you know, I've got a lot of really great things in my life and in you you know, even playing just you know, club cricket back home in Perth, it's a game that I felt like you know, you get really self-absorbed and single-minded in your pursuits to achieve things, but I think at the forefront of it is just the enjoyment of it all. And you know, if I do that, I know that the results will take care of itself, and hopefully, and it might not be, you know, hopefully that'll happen one day.
Hi Cameron, Lee Wellings from Al Jazeera, and welcome you. Do you feel like a different person to how you felt a year ago? Because so much has happened in that time for you, a lot of it off the pitch. Yeah,
I do. I think I feel you know, far more relaxed with things. You know, I think as a player, you know, prior to when I took time out of the game, when my band started, it was very intense and things like that. And I guess when you sort of let go of that, you have no choice but to let go of the game and you know, pursue other things. And you know, I got involved with some really awesome charities, foundations. You know, I've got a great passion for yoga and now and things like that. I did a teacher training course. So I think they're all just, yeah, that was the really exciting thing about what the opportunity last year offered for me.
How was it for you psychologically, particularly at first? I mean, you might be in a different place now to how you were 12 months ago, but it's such an important part of life, it's such an important part for cricketers. It's not just what happens on the pitch. How has it been for you really over the last 12 months?
Yeah, I've had moments where you know, I've been really flat, really down. You're in a grieving process, a grieving phase, and you've got to be really honest with yourselves. You know, particularly as men, you can sometimes really hold on to things, can't you? So being able to you know, express that to my family. I had a really great sports psychologist at the WACA back home. To be able to honour that within yourself is really important. And then I guess once you take the steps forward to you know, achieving little milestones along the way, you start to come out the other end, and you know, that change is another day. And I think that's life, isn't it? You know, we're down, you know, in the dumps at some point, and then we've got to resurge and find a way, and that just happens over and over again. So I think that's nature. I think that's life, and you know, I've learnt that in a really hard way, but I also feel like I learned a lot about myself, which was really good.
It's like a part of it, you sort of will constantly think, I wish that hadn't happened. And then how do you pass on the lessons that you've learned to maybe younger Durham teammates under your responsibility now you're captain?
Yeah, I think the great thing is being able to, you know, sit down with guys, being able to share in team meetings, or yeah, I don't think you can put a finger on the moments that you're going to get, because sometimes they happen without you even realising it. I think that's what I'm really looking forward to. It's not about going out of my way, on, you know, trying too hard to make that happen. I just know that if I'm myself, you know, if I'm coming in being a good person, you know, and being really connecting with my teammates, I know that you know, I'll be able to share those things with them for sure.
And do you think, particularly with some of the form you started to show, that you can quickly win over Durham fans, and that's going to be a really important road for you to eventually get back into the Australian team? Who knows, even for the Ashes this summer?
Yeah, of course. Ultimately, at the end of the day, it's about making runs, isn't it, out in the middle? So, yeah, no doubt that all the Durham fans, if I'm scoring bucket loads of runs for the club, that'll, yeah, I'm sure they'll definitely be happy, whether it was me or if it was another player, for that matter as well.
And you're ready for the reaction you'll get some grounds around England? You're kind of braced for that, are you?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, look, it is what it is. You know, I can't change how people are going to react, people are going to feel. That's completely up to them, and I respect that. And I think as long as I'm, yeah, just really enjoying and focused on what I can control, that's all that matters.
Hi Cameron, Mark Stewart at BBC. You nearly, apparently, walked away from cricket. How close were you to walking away from the sport?
Yeah, I thought about it. September last year when I was doing my yoga teacher training course, probably got halfway in and I was just really loving and enjoying what that was about. And I think walking home one day to where I was staying, I had thought that perhaps cricket wasn't going to be for me. I don't know. I was sort of umming and ahhing at that point in time, but yeah, once I started playing grade cricket for my club, you know, I had I had so much fun, just like being out there playing with my club team, and I sort of thought, well, if I can have fun doing this, I can have fun playing for, playing for any cricket team that I play for. So yeah, it was a bit of a weird feeling, but yeah, I certainly loving being where I am right now.
And how significant was Marcus North, being a fellow Aussie, in getting you here at Division 2 Durham?
Yeah, probably really important. He's he's a teammate, and he was back at Western Australia. He was a guy that I looked up to as a player. He Northie's last season we opened the batting together, which was absolutely awesome. So yeah, he's had a great career as a good mate, and look forward to, I guess, sharing this time and journey with him here at Durham, and the opportunity that he's and the rest of the club been able to give me, I'm very grateful for.
And even though you've been through probably the darkest period in your life, the fact you've been chosen as captain, that a lot of potential captains and captains have left the club. Do you think that going through what you've been through can actually increase leadership skills and qualities? Yeah,
100%, isn't it? It's like like anything that happens, a cut or a scar or something like that, over time it's able to fuse back together, and it can become stronger. And I certainly hope that the lessons that I've learned over my period, over my time in the last 12 months, I can use that in a positive way on others, and ultimately being able to give to others is really fulfilling and something that I really enjoy, and I look forward to doing that.
Steve Smith and David Warner, I mean, the three of you sort of kept in touch with a view to perhaps one day playing Test cricket, perhaps in the Ashes even this summer?
Yeah, we've all kept in touch. It's been obviously really challenging for all three of us, but I think at the forefront, all three of us love playing cricket. Dave and Steve have been playing really, really well as well, and we love playing for Australia, and hopefully those two can get picked in that World Cup squad and represent Australia over here in the UK. So it's just really exciting to see us all back playing cricket, doing what we love, which is great.
And do you think or hope that you could look back on all this in a couple of years' time, if you've had a successful period for club and country, and look back and say that this is something that may be stronger, maybe a better person even? Yeah,
that's ultimately what I'd love to be able to do. I think regardless of that, it's going to be an experience like that for me. Hopefully I can add a lot of runs to that as well, which would make it even better.
And a very young team as well, so in a way, even though you're not very old yourself, you're going to have to be sort of bringing a lot of young lads on.
Yeah, I think that's the great challenge about this club, is that we've got some young players, definitely, for sure, but a lot of guys that have played a bit of first class cricket now too. So being able to gel that together is something that I'm really excited to be a part of. I know when I spent time down in Gloucestershire to look at Durham Cricket team, I always felt like up here in the north it's really tight. There's a really good tight bunch of blokes up here, and I think that can be a really good advantage. We go out and perform well, get some wins on the board. Like winning can be a habit, losing can be a habit as well. So being able to turn that around and and for it to lead to some consistency, that's what we're after as a group, and we're on a journey to doing that.
Chris Jepson, ITV News. Do you feel the second chance is justified, and do you understand why your appointment is seen controversial in some quarters?
Yeah, I think at some point you've got to look forward and move forward. That's not saying that you don't honour and respect what's happened in the past. There's certainly definitely that's really, really important, but I think at some point you need to be able to take steps to move forward. Living in the past is unhealthy for anybody. So that's certainly where I'm at right now, and I guess I'm really grateful that Durham County Cricket Club are in that space too.
And as captain, you have to set examples. So how are you going to best go about doing that?
I think being really positive around my teammates. Setting great examples out in the field, giving my time, being willing to listen to players, listen to my teammates, being willing to be adaptable, willing to change, learning, but I think probably obviously the most important thing is what you do with your own performance. So you know, all those things gelding together hopefully you know, allow me to be the best leader that I can be.
What's the one big lesson that you've learned over the last 9 months?
Oh, geez, thousands, thousands of lessons. I don't know. I think it's too hard for me to really put my finger on one specific point. But what I do know is it's been a journey that's been filled with, you know, with ups, with downs. But ultimately, you know, there's been times like when you climb a mountain and you sort of get to a point and you stop and you have a look down and you realise how far up you are. I think that you know, life's a mountain that never ends, and I think that you know, throughout the journey, just being able to reflect and do that's been very rewarding part of the journey.
And finally, do you have a message to Durham fans out there who may be sceptical about you being named captain and being given a second chance?
I'm Cameron. I'm Cameron. I play cricket. Yeah, I made a really poor mistake last year. I'm very sorry for that. Look forward to saying g'day and saying hello, shaking your hand, signing all your stuff, and going out and having fun for Durham County Cricket Club.
Can I just ask, Cameron, given that we've all spoken about it this afternoon, when you arrived here, is this a subject you addressed with your new teammates in the dressing room?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. It's you know, me being really authentic to others is something that you know, I'm really passionate about, and yeah, obviously you know, I've only had a short period of time getting to know my teammates, but yeah, in the times that I have spoken, I've yeah, I guess been really honest with who I am, with you know, with the past and respecting the past as well. And you know, as the journey goes on throughout this season, being able to understand my players and understand yeah, how I can best you know, best give and you know, from the lessons that I've learned.
And what was their reaction, just quickly?
Yeah. We were obviously in the team meeting, reviewing the game of previewing the game against Sussex starting tomorrow. So I think it all entails how we want to go out and perform and play really good cricket for Durham. So you know, I was really positive and mindful of that. You know, it's not about me being here; it's about this club, and it's about you know, the team performing really well, the team learning, the team improving ultimately. So you know, at the end of the day, that's the most important thing.
Thank you.
Any more from TV or?
Cameron, Graham Courtney from TalkSport Radio. You've been out for a while, but you've plainly hit the ground running with Western Australia. So you've also looked after yourself, and you've come back in great form.
Yeah, it was obviously I had a great opportunity with my cricket game to you know, to go away and work on a lot of things and just look to keep improving. So yeah, to start well for Western Australia was definitely nice.
Just following on from Richard's question, so was it a case of literally setting the team down and explaining why you did what you did and what happened, just to get that clean slate sort of thing?
Yeah, nothing too out of the yeah, too ridiculously formal. You know, obviously we've got a match tomorrow, so I was very mindful of yeah, obviously the fact that we're previewing a game to prepare for tomorrow, and you know, while I obviously honour and respect you know, a lot of great lessons that I've learned over the last 12 months, you know, yeah, I guess it's a thing in time. You know, in time you're able to I guess be honest and share those sorts of things. So yeah, that was kind of what that was about. Yeah, obviously there's teams away as well, so I haven't been able to obviously meet all the boys, but I look forward to doing that.
Just thought it was important so they could respect you and win them over, just to explain everything. Just thought that was an important thing to do.
Yeah, I don't think any team you walk into, you just win people over. You know, you've got to get to know